Hey, everybody. Welcome to The Experience, live with Russ and Scott.
Welcome to The Experience, live with Russ and Scott.
Special thank you to our sponsors, the Gillette Home team of Keller Williams and Laura Gillette. For all your real estate needs, go to teamgillette.com. And H&R Block of Albany, Corvallis, Lebanon, and Kaiser. For more information on your tax preparation needs, call 541-928-6432.
Hey.
We are ready. We are ready to roll. All right.
Are we not?
I am so excited. It is The Experience, live with Russ and Scott. How's it going, Scott?
It's great. Every time you roll that intro video and we talk about the remarkable people that we have, and I look at all of those folks that come through, and that was just a small sampling, and I go, I want to have all of them back again. I just want to hang out with all those people.
Yeah. No, it's so much fun. It is. We have such a great time. We have so many amazing guests, and we're just blessed, man. We're blessed. I can tell you, I don't know that where we got so lucky having so many good friends.
I tell you. Hey, what do you got going on this week? Because this is the last, hard to believe, this is the last experience for January of 2022. The next time we come on, it's going to be February. 1/12 of the year.
Where did that go?
Fleeting,
man. Oh my goodness. That's right. Well, I as always am probably too busy constantly working on things. No, I'm having a great day today. I've got right after we're done here, I get to jump on a quick show real fast, run to a live networking event, do a meeting with a new client, go speak at an event. Then I have another meeting in the afternoon and another live. I mean, there's just so many things going on. It's going to be a great day, but I'm mostly excited about tomorrow. I have how to monetize your live stream in 5 simple steps, 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. And you can still sign up. And you know what? It's free. It's free because, on monetizing, I monetize my classes. So I have a sponsor that allows me to give it to you watching today for free. Put in the promo code free with a capital F. Boom, it's yours. 12 noon, 1 hour. It's excellent. I'll give you the simple steps that will help you in that area. And then next week, Scott, we start.
Next week, yes, indeed. We start our live video mastermind. And, this platform is unbelievable for being able to connect with people. And so many more people are used to video conferencing now. But producing your own show or having someone like Russ or myself produce a show. Right now, I'm producing a show for my wife, Christine A. Smith, the aging enthusiast. And that's going to release coming up at the end of this week. And all the tools, there's so many tools and things out there, but we need each other. We need each other to learn from each other because
I think we have
do it on your own.
We have a theme going here, Scott. We are better together. And I am doing a senior live stream that I'm producing for a great couple guys that's called Better Together, and it's about supporting seniors as well. So that's a common theme for you and I. But what's amazing with what's coming up, we're here to support people, build others up that are live streaming, that are wanting to live stream, teach them things, learn and grow from each other. It's just a wonderful way to come together and just be better, right? And so we want to make sure people understand that no matter where you are on the spectrum of live streaming, if you're brand new or if you're a veteran, there's something for you, and we will all learn from each other. And we're here to support you, like our guests today, who are amazing, who you are working with as well.
Absolutely. And people may be wondering, why do I have this beautiful hand crocheted ninja with this little microphone logo? That's a microphone logo on his chest. And see, he is smiling under there.
There you go.
But
he's a smiling ninja.
He's a little hand crocheted Lego man ninja. And with that, let's get the show going.
Oh my goodness, let's do it. We're going to bring them both in together. We've got Holly Jean Jackson and Matt Rouse. Here they are in the house. Hey guys.
Hey.
How's it going, Holly? You're looking great this morning.
Oh, thank you. That's ironic. I have not slept well the last 3 nights, which is ironic given that I wrote a whole chapter on sleep in my recent book that just came out. But I'm super excited because I'm my ninja too, which could, and hey, we match, Scott. We match.
That's right. That's right. I don't have my hard copy, but I can hold up my phone. I have my digital copy.
That works too. Just as good.
There you go.
And Matt's got a few of his books on the table right behind him as well.
I do. I've got a couple of them. And man, Holly's book was so good. I got a advanced reader copy. And so if you look on the back of your book, of your hard copy, Scott, you'll see my review. That came out before the book was released. So, man, it was fantastic. And also, Scott, you have a couple books out as well. And the three of us also wrote Isolation, the health and wellness business killer. So, and you know what? I don't know if you know this yet, Russ, but I have a new book that I've just written that's going to be out on April 1st.
And it's not a joke. It really
That's not a joke. It's really coming out April 1st.
No, that's great. You know what? It's amazing to me because Matt, you've written multiple books, and it was a lot just to write one book, and so it's quite a process. And Scott has mastered the digital online process. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, we're going to go ladies first. We're going to let Holly say a little bit about herself, who she is, what's going on in Holly's world. Take it away, Holly.
Yeah, that's a big question there. So my name's Holly Jean Jackson. I'm a holistic business coach. The name of my business is the same as my name, Holly Jean Jackson, LLC. I work with health and wellness business owners and entrepreneurs to build and scale the business of their dreams from a holistic place, meaning they're not going to get burnt out. I also do marketing consulting for my clients so that they don't have to do all of that writing and be experts on everything across the board. I'm the host of the Inspiration Contagion podcast. Just released my first solo book, Inspiration Contagion: Health Secrets for Raving Success, which is one of 3 books. So yeah, Russ, launching one is hard. I've got 2 more to go, one in the bag. Also co-host of the awesome Business Builder Ninja Throwdown and the Business Builder Ninja community. So if you want to be cool and be a ninja, you should check that out. And it's great to be here. I just launched my book last week. That's what's been going on in my world. That is quite a process. There are a lot of lessons learned, a lot of interesting things that happen from a transformational and personal perspective. Also just got back from a lovely trip a couple weeks ago in Sedona, Arizona, which was magical. So that's what's going on with me.
That is so awesome. Well, I am so excited about your book. Have my copy, got started. I'm definitely going to read through that and review that because it's already awesome and I just got going. So appreciate being able to be part of that. And Matt, tell us about what's going on in Matt's world.
Sure. So my name is Matt Rouse. I am one of the co-founders of Hook SEO Digital Marketing in the United States, as well as Hook Digital Marketing Canada. having moved from Oregon to Nova Scotia, Canada during the pandemic, which was a fun thing to do, to move across borders while there's COVID regulations going on. I'm also the author of Crush SEO, Start Saying Yes, Flattening the Hamster Wheel, Isolation, as well as my upcoming book, How We've Always Done It. And man, I always start to get into it, right? I get lost a little bit because apparently I've been doing too much at once here. Digital Marketing Masters podcast. We are interviewing 50 business book authors this year on our show, and we've already interviewed Holly and Scott. And the 7-Minute Jabs podcast, the Business Builder Ninjas Mastermind community. And also shoveling all of the many, many feet of snow we've gotten in the last couple of weeks with all the storms in southern Nova Scotia.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I'm stuck on the name of your new book. We've always done it that way before. Is that what it was called?
It's How We've Always Done It.
How We've Always Done It. Because I'm thinking people do get stuck in how we've always done it. And that's one of the greatest things about today's world is you don't have to follow other people's rules. That's right. I just think that's cool. I don't know what the whole premise of the book is, but that's what makes me think of. And I'm excited. That's coming out in April.
Yeah, it will be out on April Fool's Day.
April 1st.
Don't be fooled.
And listening to all these things that Matt does, I think that's something about being in that northern region and out in the Atlantic time zone. You must have more than 24 hours in the day.
Yeah,
it's like he's Santa Claus.
A daughter, and you're raising chickens, and
you're raising chickens.
Yeah. We have 10 out of a dozen chickens left. Apparently, predators are a thing. We found a mink in our barn the other day. That doesn't happen every day.
Wow.
And then I can't wait for you to write a book on the rooster stories, the rooster wars. Oh, yeah. That'll be fun.
Richard the Rooster.
Yeah.
Well, what I think is amazing about you two, you guys are such wonderful people and very supportive, and you work with Scott as well. But I love how we can all come together and we can support each other, whether it's all of our books that we've written or whether it's live streaming and all that doing. And the Business Builders Throwdown is awesome that you guys do. And I love to be able to support other people in the things that you're doing, especially when they're so great, like what you guys are up to. I need my little ninja though. So I'm just saying, if somebody wants to send me a ninja, I'll buy the ninja. I just need a ninja.
They are so cute, right? It just
Crystal.
Made my week.
Crystal Lubke from Lubke's Handmade Creations. It's Lubke. Lubke.
Yes, thank you, Crystal. You're magical. I love your stuff.
That's awesome. Well, Scott, send me a link to that so I can make sure and buy one of those.
Absolutely. Hey, we should have our own mascot for the experience.
Yeah, Russ, don't worry, I'll send you one.
Okay, thanks, Matt. I appreciate that. Well, and also, I just want to give a special shout out. We want to talk a little bit about Holly's book too, but a special shout out for Matt and Hook SEO and, being willing to reach out and support me and some of the things that I'm doing. And, I in turn tried to do all that I could, doubling the amount of exposure I gave and the things for you, because it's fun to be able to support each other. And Absolutely. I really enjoy that. And I enjoy building relationships where we can help and support each other. So thank you for that. And speaking of supporting each other, Holly, give us a little snapshot into your book, because this is really exciting.
Yeah, well, so the book has inside of the interior this really beautiful map, actually. And let me pull that up for you. And it has this map and this island of describing all of the chapters in the book. And so what that does is it gives you kind of this trail map or trail guide of anywhere you want to start. So it's kind of like, if you remember back in the 80s, the choose your own adventure book. You don't have to read it in order. You could start on the chapter that's most important to your health journey today. So the book is based around the campfire, and there's a story specifically on my journey related to the campfire. But the campfire is this theme embedded throughout, because I believe that we heal through vulnerability and through sharing our stories in a circle, face to face, in person. And while live streaming is wonderful, there's something really resonant about sharing stories over the campfire. And so I write these really personal, really raw, vulnerable stories of my experiences and the challenges and the pain that I faced, but from the lens of inspiration and from showing people that there is hope and possibility, and that no matter what you're facing today, there is a trail map forward, and it provides very specific, tangible action steps and tools so that you have the toolkit you need to face anything that's in your way.
And I think right in the introduction, you talk about a particular story that you tell often. And I've heard the story, but I would love for you to be able to relate that here.
Yeah. So this is everybody's favorite story, regardless of being on a podcast, a show, a stage, or with friends. It's the bear story. So if you've heard this before, sorry, but people apparently it does not get old. So I had just gone through a divorce. I was kind of in a low spot, and I owned my part of that experience. So I was in a Celebrate Recovery program with codependency and trying to push through that. And I was stuck on the spiritual inventory part of that process. And to get past that, I decided I needed some time alone. So I had always been a backpacker, but I decided I wanted to go backpacking alone. And everybody said, oh, you need to bring some bear spray with you. Oh, we have all these concerns. I don't think you should go alone. And I said, oh, I've done this before. It's fine. So I went to Lassen National Park and decided to do a 3-day trip. The first day was magical, beautiful reflections off of the lakes, which were perfect because I was trying to reflect on the past. And that first night I got through, I'd say 90% of my spiritual inventory, and I felt so much peace, but I still had campers camping around me out there. The second day, I didn't really see anybody. And that afternoon, I set up camp and was just in a really peaceful place, had finalized my inventory, and was just kind of soaking up the healing elements of nature. And then all of a sudden I heard these guys at a campsite down the lake screaming at me. And I'm like, oh, hey, what's going on over there? And they shout a few more times. And finally it registers that they're saying, hey, there's a bear. So there's a bear on the sandbar and I'm here, and they're a little bit further down at their campsite. Well, if you know anything about bears, you never turn your back to a bear. So the bear didn't see me, so I just backed away to their campsite. And then I said, okay, well, could you help me get my things? So one of the guys at the campsite, we took some pots and pans and we're banging the pots and pans, getting my stuff. And I camped with them overnight. And they were amazing guys, amazing stories. One of them was writing a book, ironically enough. And we shared stories over a campfire that night, and we built this great relationship. The next morning over coffee, they said, there's something unusual about this bear. And we were going separate ways that morning. They said, we had to charge the bear. So we don't know if it's from the drought or what's going on, or if there's a baby involved, but here's how you charge a bear. I'm like, great, I've never heard of that. So please show me. So over coffee, they taught me how to charge a bear. And in the end, they saved my life. So I go hiking and I'm like, yeah, this is great. I'm having a good time. 3 or 4 hours into my hike, opposite directions of these guys. Haven't seen a soul out there. And I look down and there are fresh bear paw prints on the ground and another smaller set. And I'm like, oh no, I'm out here with Mama Bear during a drought. That's what's going on. So I turned the next corner and the woods were so lush you couldn't see ahead of you. And sure enough, there was Mama Bear, and she starts charging towards me. So my life flashes before my eyes, and that is a real thing. It's like time stands still. And the thoughts that went through my head were, oh, I'm in a good place to go. I've forgiven everybody. I'm peaceful. It's okay. But then I was like, I didn't come out here to be bear food. And so I took a step forward, listened to their advice, and I go, rawr, and charge the bear back. And she stops. And then she proceeds to charge me again. And this time I'm like, okay, God, if I'm going to go, just make it really fast. I don't want to be out here dying for days or mutilated. And so then I get angry again and I charge her back one more time. And this time it works. So the reason I share this story is not just to share this unusual story of, charging a bear in the woods and being able to share that, but it's because we all have bears in our life. These are our fears that we're facing. So your bear today might be leaving an abusive relationship. Your bear today might be starting your own business. Your bear today might be writing that book you've been waiting forever to write. So I'm here to tell you that no matter what that bear is, there's no bear too big for you to charge head on. And in doing so, you'll experience freedom and clarity.
That is an amazing story, Holly. I mean, we were talking yesterday, Scott and I, with a couple of people about the power of stories. And that just really, wow. I mean, that takes what the point you're trying to get across and teach people through your experience and makes it so powerful. I mean, I just really appreciate that, because, and also the vulnerability, letting people know that, hey, these are things that I've gone through. This is stuff that happens in my life. People relate to that. Right. And Matt, you are a huge supporter of people in all kinds of situations there. And I want to switch over to you and just say, with your upcoming book, what is the main point that you're trying to get across up here with we've done it that way before, whatever. I'm butchering the name. There you
I'm
go.
losing the name.
There you go. Whatever.
But you've hooked him. So that's all that matters.
That's right.
There you go. Hook.
So how we've always done it is about how there's a few things that essentially kill businesses with a slow death. And that slow death in your business is something that most people don't see coming. They just wake up one day and they can't make payroll, or, things have fallen apart and they don't know what happened. And it is a combination of things. Usually it is a combination of old habits, people stuck in their ways who refuse to make changes, things like apathy, complacency. And there's this battle going on in the workforce. It doesn't matter the size of your organization, whether it's, a person who has maybe business partners, collaborators, vendors kind of thing, but is kind of a solo person, or if you have a team, you have employees, you're a nonprofit, or you're a multinational, it's the same problem. And the problem is you've got people that in the book I call coasters. They're coasting. They are the people when you're in college and you got to do a group project. There's 2 people that do all the work, right? And 3 people who coast and still get an A, right? But don't do anything. The coasters are riding on their past success or their laurels, or they've never really done anything, or they've found a way to hide in the organization without doing too much work. And then you've got go-getters, and go-getters are the people who go out and get stuff done. And there's a battle between these 2 groups. The problem is, the more you let the coasters slide, you let people be complacent, you let people just have one way of doing things and never change it, all your go-getters leave your organization and go somewhere else because they're go-getters. So if they're not happy, right? If they're not getting things done where you work, they'll go somewhere else, right? So there's this battle going on. And if you boil it down to what is the problem, that all these other symptoms point to one specific problem, and that problem is people doing things the way they've always done it without any kind of iteration or innovation. That is the problem. So how do you identify those people, identify those problems and solutions for those so that you can both fix your organization and try to fix your culture?
Matt, it's a great example. We were talking about this last night because the Amazon, right, is the leader now in all this home delivery.
Right.
And yet Sears was the catalog master delivering stuff to home. And yet they didn't make that change. The New York Times should be Craigslist with want ads, but they decided, no, this is how we always do it.
Kodak invented the digital camera. Now, here's a story, though, that is on the opposite side of that. There was a little coffee shop in New England, green coffee company, started roasting their own beans, and they became the Keurig company because they wanted good coffee for their little cafe, a little mom and pop shop. But people said, hey, will you roast coffee beans for us? And they could have said, no, we've always been a diner. Right.
A little cafe. But they said, Yeah, sure. Why not? We'll make the change.
How many businesses over the last couple of years with COVID restrictions and things said, we're just going to cut all our marketing spending and wait it out?
Oh boy.
Way too many. Yeah.
And they're all gone now, right?
Or how many people said, oh, let's just close our doors for a month or two and ride this out.
See what happens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
But
hear
a
that all
lot
the
of companies innovated and they were able to change. But it doesn't have to be a pandemic to have a problem with your business, right?
Right.
And, to kind of talking about Holly's business or Holly's book, right? Inspiration Contagion. These are ways to cure things that people have issues with, things like they don't feel motivated, they don't know how to get inspired anymore, right? Those are problems that affect your own business as well as if you work for another company. And those same strategies will work with employees you have that may be disengaged or they're having health struggles. And we have to be careful that we're not trying to diagnose medical or mental health struggles in employees or partners and that kind of thing, but we do want to also see if we can encourage healthy change in people, right? So there's ways to do it, there's ways not to do it, but if you're looking to get back that fire you had for something before, I would highly recommend you read Holly's book.
Well, of course,
thanks,
I
Matt.
love the title of your book, Holly, Inspiration Contagion, because I am an inspiration specialist. So I love that. And what's amazing, Matt, what you're talking about, two issues. Number one, within an organization, how do you inspire employees to do what you want them to do? How do you get them on board and make it a team? Well, it's by your actions, the leadership, by doing the right things and showing by example and listening to their employees, all the things that make people feel like they have skin in the game and that they're important to the organization, makes them feel like they have value. That's how you drive productivity. And the second thing you mentioned, which I think is so important, is marketing. People don't think about the fact that you just can't stop things. I've worked with a bunch of realtors and the, real estate industry is killing it, right? But I'm saying this is the time not to stop what you're doing. This is the time to keep it going, keep your visibility, keep things happening so that when it does go down, you're still there. The other people have just kind of fallen off and they're just doing their thing. Oh, it's all good. It's great. And then when it dives, they're nowhere, right? So it's a matter of continuing activity, continuing to grow and to do the things you need to help your business. And I just think that's so, and the inspiration that Holly brings with this book and talking about not only your business, but your health and your personal well-being and the holistic approach, Holly, I love that. Thinking of the whole package. I love that map, by the way.
Yeah. And Matt, I can't wait to read your book. This is a really compelling problem. That's a huge part of why I left corporate America and started my company. I was basically an intrapreneur, right? Creating 4 businesses and doing a great job and just kept, I didn't feel fully appreciated, kept getting laid off. And, you have these top performers, these go-getters that are just not valued to the degree they should be. And they're the ones that are going to keep these companies viable and thriving. And there's also this challenge, especially larger, top 100 companies on the list, they are so set in their ways and they think because they're in the top 100, they'll always remain there. But if you really look down the pipeline, as soon as you stop innovating and iterating, you are like basically digging your grave. This applies to those huge companies. I won't name specifically what they are, but I'm sitting there because I'm more of a visionary and a strategist. I'm like, guys, let's go, go, go. And they're like, slow down. And I'm like, I don't want to slow down or we're kind of digging our own like funeral here. So I can't wait to read your book, Matt. It sounds really compelling.
And also, Matt, I want you to talk about this community. So we've got this
absolutely
business builder ninja community because, I've often said that the world will not emerge from the pandemic successfully because of a government program, but it will because of the entrepreneurs and specifically the group that the business builder ninja community addresses. are people who are a great emotional and physical support for individuals and entrepreneurs.
Well, so together, the three of us wrote the book Isolation, the Health and Wellness Business Killer. It's available right now for Amazon, on Amazon for free today. So if you would like to check out that book, you can get a Kindle version for $0.00. And it's called Isolation, the Health and Wellness Business Killer. And we wrote that specifically for health and wellness practitioners. And, so if you have a clinic, you're a massage therapist, acupuncturist, chiropractor, anybody, private clinic, NP, what happens is you got into business because you wanted to help people. And if you're not a health and wellness practitioner, right, our community still serves essentially any kind of small business because it's not specific. We just kind of chose those people first. And the reason will become apparent here in a second. The reason, I tell you what, let me put on my serious glasses. Let's talk seriously for a minute.
Looking good, Matt.
Let's be serious.
Thanks.
Oh boy.
With my ninja on my mic.
Now you can see, right?
That's right. Now I can see. Oh, you guys are good looking people we got on this show
You
today.
need a new prescription. but
So the reason that we have our community is that community is the problem that most business owners have, that they know that they have, but they don't have a solution for. So, and it doesn't matter if you're a health and wellness person, or if you run a small business, or, you have an e-commerce company. The problem is isolation. What happens is the struggles and things that entrepreneurs face are not the same that most other people face in life. Most people who go to work at a job and regularly get a paycheck, usually their worries are, making sure that their work gets done in time so that they can go home, making sure that they get their vacation days, worrying about things like layoffs, right? They're not worried about things like, how can I make payroll, or how am I going to make decisions around employees or marketing, or should I be running this type of advertising versus that type of advertising? And most people got into business because they wanted to help people, or because they had a solution to a problem or something that they create that they're good at, right? They got into business because they're a tradesperson, or they're good at building houses, or they invented a product, or, they became a chiropractor, or, they help people who, have had an accident or something, and they're nursing them back to health, or, whatever these things are. Their business is to help people. What they didn't know is that most of their time is going to be spent on everything else that's not that, right? Most of their time is going to be spent doing payroll and bookkeeping and taxes, and trying to figure out, work around regulations and banking problems. And, there's nobody else there to handle the things that have to be done, and scheduling and all the things that go along with running a business, right? And there's no one to talk to, because usually when they go home at the end of the day, unless you have, a family business where, you and your partner or your family are both involved in it, or your friends run their own businesses, usually you don't have anybody to talk to about those things. So it can be very lonely. You don't have anybody to bounce ideas off of. It's hard to get expert advice, right? Because you have to pay for a business coach, which is usually fairly expensive. And I highly recommend getting a business coach, but something, like a business community is where you can kind of a stepping stone, right, to get to that. And you can have peer support. And I'm in a business group, right? I'm in BNI, which I like. I work with the Chamber of Commerce. I'm in small business economic development group in Oregon, and also in our business builder community. And we have, people that we support, right? And I know, Scott, you're in several mastermind communities. And Russ, I know that you guys have a community that you guys support as well. And honestly, check out our community, see if it's a good fit for you. And if it's not, maybe one of these other masterminds or communities are a good fit for you, but have something where you've got people around you to help you. That's what I'm saying. You want to have some peer support, somebody who's there, and, somebody who can have your back for a change.
Yeah, you need people who understand you, who understand what it means to have a business, because often someone will tell Holly, hey, let's just go to the beach today. And she's like, yeah, I got work to do. And they're like, yeah, but aren't you in charge of your own schedule?
Right. You run your business. You just take the whole week off.
I had a friend text me yesterday. She's like, isn't it great that you're
Come
your
on.
own boss? And I said, it's kind of a love-hate thing, because sometimes I put so much pressure on myself that it can get out of balance. And so the reason we created this community was, if you look at like the research on isolation with this pandemic, it's really affecting everybody. But then you layer on these additional isolating factors and these loneliness factors that entrepreneurs and business owners face, and it's just like debilitating. So when we started the show, we basically realized we had serendipitously created this beautiful mastermind amongst the three of us. And we realized we were able to celebrate, support each other. And when I have a challenge in my business, the first two people I go to are Matt and Scott. And that is invaluable. You cannot put a price tag on that. And they get it. Like, they know, oh, okay, I get it. Like, let's like mastermind around this. Let's problem solve around this. And then they support me when I go through my launch. They celebrate me when I have big wins. And while I have an amazing family, amazing friends, they don't get it. Like, they're not entrepreneurs. They don't run a business. So they don't understand the emotional roller coaster that comes with that. So we built this community on 3 values. One is community, to bust through that isolation thing. The second one is learning and growth. And the third one is fun. I mean, come on, these ninjas are fun. And we do have fun. We celebrate our wins, which is so important, because if we don't acknowledge our progress, what are we doing? So yeah, if you're hearing this, check out the book. It has the most common problems we face, everybody in our business and our career, and the solutions for them. And check out our community. We have a 21-day free trial. We made this decision very easy for you. We just want to help as many people out there as possible.
Well, you know what? I think it's amazing, because you're right. We need support. We need each other. And as I always said, and I'll repeat it again, we are better together, coming together with like-minded people. And once I get my ninja, then I can be waving it in front of the screen too.
So one thing that I think is interesting, Russ, that I wanted to mention is, when we started the Business Builder Throwdown show, and we brought Scott on to be our moderator, and then we kind of started going with it. We had the idea to write this book, which was actually Scott's idea. It's using something called an Amazon book funnel, and we talk about that in the members area of our group. You can go see exactly how we use the book funnel to get members to have exposure to our group, right? And the way that we wrote the book is we took some information that Scott and myself and Holly had all separately created in the past. We put those things together. We did a little bit of editing so that it was a little more cohesive. And then Holly, wrote through pretty much the whole thing after we put that together. And then I went through and I added a little bit more kind of some story elements and stuff to it, and expanded on it a little bit. And then Scott edited it, and then we put it out. And how long did it take us to get that book out? Like 45 days or something?
Not very long.
Yeah.
And it's short. It's like an executive summary book. It's about 50 pages or so. But collaboration is a great way to get things done. And nobody's out there going, well, but you wrote that book with 2 other people, so it doesn't really count as writing a book. Like getting things done and having other people there to help you and support you is not just important when it comes to running your business. There's all these other things that you can get done. I never would have wrote that additional book if it wasn't for the 3 of us to do it, right? So, man, what a great way to get things done and collaborating, just like we do on our shows, just like we do with office hours. And we don't have a company together, right? I have a business partner in my business, right? And they each run their own businesses separately. We just collaborate on some projects.
Well, and I think that exactly, teamwork, collaboration is how you get things done. It's how you make things. I mean, it's amazing. And Scott is the king of putting these books together. He's amazing. So listen, I've let the show go way over, and it's my job to wrap things up
It
because
has
I'm
been a
having so
good
much fun
show.
talking that I want to give you both a chance to give a last word and tell everybody how to get in touch with you, because we want to leave them wanting more. Come and get in touch with Holly, get her book, Inspiration Contagion. Talk to Matt and all that he's doing. Get his book coming out in April. So Holly, ladies first, go for it.
Yeah. So the whole reason I wrote the book is to spread inspiration like a contagion, to fight the fear out there in the world, the isolation, the loneliness, the despair, with inspiration, hope, and healing. So if that resonates with you, please share that, get your copy. The ebook version is only $1.99. If you really love it, please share your review. That helps us spread that inspiration. I don't know if a lot of people know, you don't generally make a ton of money off of the book. It's really just about changing lives and getting this positive message out there. So I hope that resonates with you today. To get in touch with me, you can find me at hollyjeanjackson.com. You can find me on LinkedIn at Holly J. Jackson. And you can shoot me an email at holly@hollyjeanjackson.com. And it's been a pleasure to be here. And thanks for letting us share some stories and go over our time today, Russ and Scott. Thank you.
And your podcast.
Yeah. So if you really like the book and you're looking for that extra dose of inspiration, I have a little over 58 podcast episodes on Inspiration Contagion. We're now releasing new episodes once a month, but those are incredible stories. And I'll be using some of those stories as case studies for book number 2.
There you go. Right on. Well, you're inspiring to me, Holly. Thank you so much for being here and being my friend. And Matt, you're up.
Absolutely. If you want to get more information, go to businessbuilderthrowdown.com. And there's a training button there at the top that you can click, and you will find 10 different resources that you can use for your business that are all free. And that includes our membership community, where you get a 3-week trial. So you could come in and get advice and full access to everything that's in there, including our full courses that we used to sell for hundreds of dollars each, which includes the Inbox Mastery email marketing course, Podcast Mastery course, an entire year worth of back episodes of our Office Hours weekly show, including January's that we did the website makeover. So how to make your website more effective for your business. It's all in there. So businessbuilderthrowdown.com, and just click the training button and you can see all those resources. And if you want to get a hold of me, I'm on LinkedIn, Matt Rouse. I don't remember exactly what the other letters and stuff around, but I'm the Matt Rouse that looks like this.
and your tagline right under your name says?
It says, I won't DM you to sell anything.
Amen to that. Yeah, he won't.
That's a huge
That's right.
Amen. You know, last night, Scott and I were talking with a couple other wonderful people about marketing strategies, and the number one marketing killer is that right there, in my opinion. Hey, let's connect. Love to get to know you. Next thing is just a 3-page sales pitch.
Right.
And,
it gets more desperate with every message.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's very telling. It's very telling of an individual person and their intent with everything. So yes, if you're out there, we don't mean to be stepping on your toes, but don't do that. Okay. So anyway, hey, I appreciate you both so much. We're going to send you out to the green room here. Hang tight for just a second. Thanks for being here today. Love the ninjas. We'll talk to you soon.
Wow. Another fabulous edition of The Experience.
Oh my goodness. They get better all the time, don't they?
I tell you, I was just overwhelmed with the comments and the folks that are coming in. And one of the first ones I saw was a great friend of mine, David Osk, and then Russ, Alex Johnson, and
Alex is great.
some great friends and folks that I've collaborated with on other projects as well. And so
Yeah.
I'm going to miss a lot of people, but I just wanted to call out a couple of folks that just really caught my attention in today's comments. And so thank you for everybody that has been supporting the experience.
Right. Yes. We appreciate all of you. And we're here to help support you no matter where you are, whether you're close by. Alex Johnson happens to be the mayor of one of the cities right between Scott and I, and in Albany, Oregon. And he's an amazing individual. I've known him way before he was mayor and now that he is. And so, he has a lot of influence over his area. It's nice to be able to work together, grow together, do amazing things together wherever you are. So it's great. And, we have given you 2 individuals today, which Scott works with, which I am friends with, that are amazing people. And I get to collaborate with on things. And I look forward to doing more of that because I love to work together to make everybody better. And it's just, Scott, you're amazing. You're such a great friend. I appreciate being able to do this every week. I do. I look forward to it every week, every Wednesday.
It is so much fun just to hang out with you, Russ, and then just to hang out with great people like Matt and Holly. And we've got guests every week. And so you never want to miss. Make sure that you follow the experience. If you can find us also on, of course, on LinkedIn, but on YouTube, and like the channel and click the little bell so that you'll get notified every time there's a new video on the experience on YouTube.
Right. And we have an actual straight a link to that. It's the experience.video, right?
The experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
The experience.video will take you straight to our YouTube page. Put in the experience.video and that will take you to the YouTube page and you can sign up for that. Don't forget, every Wednesday is when we're here, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. What time was that? 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time every week. Did I say every week? Yes, every week. We want to be here with you. We want you to be here with us. We have amazing people. It's so much fun, and we have a great time. We even have Kermit here to help us close out the show because we love Kermit. And listen, I just want to thank everybody. Don't forget to sign up for the Business Builder Ninja community. That is an amazing thing. If you're interested in live streaming or you're already involved in it, please take a look at Scott's and my mastermind circled around live streaming. You can go to russhedge.com or dscottsmith.com. Sign up directly for that on our web pages. If I can speak, web pages. And we are so happy to have you as part of that. Very excited. Don't forget tomorrow, I just want to throw it out one more time, 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. I have how to monetize your live stream. You may want to monetize. You may not want to. You may just want to find out information, but it is free to you. If you put in the promo code free, you save the $97 that is the price of that class. It'll be great. It's 1 hour. Please come join me. I'd love to add value to you. And Scott, do you have anything else before we go?
I just want to tell everybody again that live video mastermind is excellent. It's a great way to grow your business, grow your community, and it works whether you're a for-profit or a non-profit business. So join us.
And sign up quick because it's next Wednesday, 10:30 Pacific Standard Time. It'll be every week, 45 minutes, 10:30 Pacific Standard Time, starting next Wednesday in February. We'll see you all there. Until next time, have a great day and
enjoy the experience.
Thanks for tuning in to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. If you enjoyed today's show, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or subscribe on YouTube. See you next time.